You're thinking about moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and you're curious, just what is the difference between living on the north side versus the south side? Let's talk about that. Now, if we were to get a map out of Atlanta and look at it, you will easily see that I-20 kind of cuts right through the middle of town. And that's kind of like what we're going to use as our dividing line today on north versus south. So let's say you want to kind of live more in the suburbs and you're curious about, maybe I want to live on the south side and check out Peachtree City with all their golf carts, or Fayetteville, or Noonan, or some of the other smaller towns like Tyrone and Sharpsburg. Or maybe you're like, I don't know, maybe Marietta comes to mind for you, or Woodstock, or Alpharetta, or Sandy Springs, or maybe even Johns Creek. Well, today we're going to dive into several factors to consider living on the north versus the south side of town, and some pros and cons. On the south side, things are a little bit more slower, and in a good way. Of course, most people, when they're looking at the south side, the first place that they Google would be Peachtree City and their golf cart lifestyle, which brings you down to a slower pace to get on the golf cart path, ride over to the grocery store, or to go out to eat. So a little bit more slower lifestyle, not to mention that when you're looking at the map, the 85 corridor, particularly I-85, it goes down to Montgomery. So there's not a lot of traffic that heads into that area. And that interstate tends not to get clogged up as bad compared to I-75. And then compared to 85 going north and 75 going north, those areas are always congested with traffic. I mean, when we have to go through that part of town, we anticipate that there's just going to be a traffic jam because you just can't get through Atlanta without running into traffic. You're going to have more wide open spaces out here. You're going to be able to find some land in this area where you have a little bit more breathing room. Or if you do prefer neighborhoods where houses are more closer together, we've got some of those down here too. Of course, down here we have places to go recreate, so plenty of parks to go to. Lime Creek is hiking area that is in Peachtree City, as well as, like, if you get over in Coweta, there's several parks over there as well. On the north end, I mean, you're going to be closer to the Georgia mountains, but it's just more congested. A lot more density up in that area, a lot more people around. So lifestyle, a little bit slower pace down here in the south. The commute to the airport. I mean, when you move into Atlanta, one of the first questions you're going to get is, how far is the airport? After all, it is the busiest airport in the world, and it is, particularly if you have to do a lot of business traveling, it's a major hub. So people want to know, how quick is it to get to the airport? Well, the airport is located on the south side of town. So when you're down here in the Noonan, Peachtree City area, depending on where you're at, it could be anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. You're going to find a lot of your airline pilots and your flight attendants and mechanics that live down here in this area, simply because it's a nice suburban area and pretty easy commute to get over to the airport. If you're on the north side, of course, it's going to be longer. I mean, particularly if you have to go through traffic, it could be well over an hour to get to the airport. And even if you were like, I'm not going to drive, I'm going to take the MARTA, park my car at a MARTA station, take it in. I mean, it could take well over an hour MARTA drive to get from one side of town all the way down to the airport. So that's roughly how the commute is. If you don't have to go in town a lot, I-85 is a better commute going up from I-85 versus 75. 75 is a huge truck corridor that goes all the way to Florida, so there's a lot of truck traffic on 75 as it goes down south. There's also a lot of back roads. I think that surprises people. Here, we get around from, like, I don't know, Peachtree City, Tyrone area. If we want to go to Noonan, we go on the back road to get there. And that kind of surprises people because it's 2-lane roads, but a lot of the 2-lane roads can get you there faster than going down the major corridors. So that's how we kind of get around down here. back roads, curvy, windy back roads. Cost of living. When you are looking at living on the north side in some of those suburb areas versus the south side, you're definitely going to see you get a little bit more bang for your buck down here. You're able to buy more house per square foot. So let's compare as of September 2025. The average sales price of some of the more popular suburbs in the south side versus the north side. Peachtree City is coming in at $612,000 on its average sales price. Now, the big driving factor there is absolutely going to be the golf cart lifestyle. People want that lifestyle, so they're willing to pay more money for that lifestyle. Up next, Fayetteville comes in at $544,000, followed up by Newnan. Newnan comes in at $430,000. And if you really want to get bang for your buck, then you can head over to Henry County and check out Stockbridge, where their average price is $312,000. So you can really get pretty nice house over there for your money. Now let's go up to the north side and look at some of those suburbs. Sandy Springs, where you're going to spend on average a little bit over $1 million to live in Sandy Springs. If you head over to Alpharetta, then that price point is coming in at $939,000 for the average sales price. Roswell's coming in at $848,000. And then if you head over towards Cobb County, that's probably one place that you can get a little bit more bang for your buck over in Marietta. Marietta comes in at $446,000 for the average sales price. So you can see there is one area up there that might have more affordable housing. But again, if you're wanting more slower pace, wide open spaces, come on down to the south side where we have that to offer up to you. If you're looking for things like golf courses, maybe tennis, racquetball, parks to go to, I would say north side versus south side, you're going to find that everywhere in the greater Atlanta area. If you're looking for small, quaint downtowns, you're going to find that everywhere too. I mean, you got small, quaint little downtowns like in Tyrone, Sonoy, Newnan, Fayetteville. You got some in Norcross. The railroad is a major thing down here, and when they were building the railroads, all these little quaint little towns popped up around the railroad when it used to be primarily the big transportation. So you're going to find quaint towns down here if you look hard enough for them. What I will say the difference between the north and the south side is our golf cart path lifestyle. With Peachtree City having over 100 miles of golf cart paths, once the kids get their license, they drive the golf carts to school. People drive the golf carts to go shopping, to go out to eat, or just to go out to have fun. Tom and I did a video on geocaching you can go check out. That's a great way to go out with friends or family, take the little ones out and have a nice relaxing afternoon going and finding hidden treasures in the woods on the golf cart paths. Also, because Peachtree City popularizes down here in this area, you're gonna find golf cart paths in Newnan. You're gonna find some over in Fayetteville as well, in the downtown area particularly, and over in the Trilla Studios area. If you're over in Trilla Village, a lot of people drive their golf carts around in that neighborhood because it is an eat, live, play community. And we did a video on Trilla if you want to check that out too. So I would say the big difference is that golf cart lifestyle. And if you're looking for a fun way to just get out on the golf cart, ride around and decompress, I mean, I highly recommend it. It's what my husband and I often love to go do. So if you are looking to move to the south side in the greater Atlanta area, maybe you're in a different state and you're considering moving on this side of town, or maybe you're up in Atlanta and you are just done with the traffic and you're like, I just want to get out into some more wide open spaces, more community feel, then we can help you and anybody in between. Come explore the south side. We'd love to help you, and our contact information is below. If you really like what's going on with this channel, please subscribe and check out this next video, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.